Welcome to Sai Kathayein. Today's video is about Ramanavami festival and how it is celebrated in Shirdi and how it has been celebrated from Baba's time. In Chaitra Mas Shukla Paksh, 9th Mithi, the birth of Lord Ram is celebrated. It was in 1911 that Ramanavami was first celebrated. K.G. Bhishma conceived of this idea from the Urus. He consulted Kaka Mahajani, who liked the idea very much. Both of them went to Baba and sought permission, which Baba readily gave. Since then, Ramanavami is celebrated on a grand scale. It is a 3-day festival. Reference Sri Sai Satcharitra chapter 5. On the first day, there is Akhand Parayan, that is continuous reading of the Sri Sai Satcharitra. The devotees can submit their name a day before the festival. In the evening, a child is asked to pick up the chits. 53 names are thus chosen and the chapters are assigned. 5 names are chosen as standby. After the Dhoop Aarti, these names are announced and the lists posted at various places. This procedure is followed for all the 3 major festivals. After Kakad Aarti, Akhand Parayan commences. The pothi is brought in procession from Samadhi Mandir. The procession consists of a devotee who carries the sacred pothi alongside him. Another devotee carries a veena. The veena is symbolic of Saraswati's Brahma veena. Another devotee carries the portrait of Baba. The Kirtankar sings all the way from the Samadhi Mandir to Dwarka Mai. The procession commences with Mantra Upchar, Laghu Aarti and Lalkari. The procession comes out of Samadhi Mandir through the south gate. Padapuja and Aarti of camphor is performed by the Iyer family who reside in Shirdi. The procession then goes to the Gurusthan where again Mantra Upchar, Laghu Aarti and Lalkari is performed. The procession then turns right and in front of Dikshitwada Padapuja is performed by the Sansthan. It then proceeds through the Mahadwar past the Maruti Mandir to Dwarka Mai. This entourage is followed by a number of devotees. In Dwarka Mai, the area in the veranda next to the railing is decorated with banana trees. A silver shrine is kept to welcome Baba's portrait and pothi. A Laghu Aarti is performed to Baba and the pothi. Then the reading commences. Dwarka Mai is open throughout the night. Late in the evening there is Palki procession. The second day is the main festival. There is Kakad Aarti. Then after the completion of the Akhand Parayan, the pothi is taken in procession to the Samadhi Mandir. There is Mantra Upachar, Laghu Aarti and Lalkari. The pothi is then taken in procession. It goes out of Dwarka Mai and passes from behind the Samadhi Mandir and enters the Gurusthan where a Laghu Aarti is performed. The entourage then goes towards the main dwar of the Samadhi Mandir. Just before entering it, Padapuja is performed to the bearers of the sacred articles by the Sansthan. Then they enter the Samadhi Mandir. Thus the entourage would have completed the Pradakshina the previous day. In the Samadhi Mandir there is Mangal Snan done to Baba. The villagers and numerous devotees go to Kopargaon and bring water from the Godavari for the holy bath. Water is also brought from Ganga and other holy rivers by many zealous devotees. The Kavadis are allowed to wash Baba's Paduka with the holy water. At about 8 am, the changing of the sack of wheat takes place. A new sack of wheat is brought in procession from Samadhi Mandir to Dwarka Mai. The old sack is taken to the Prasadalay and the new sack is placed in the cupboard. At 12 noon at the birth of Ram, a cradle is tied in the Samadhi Mandir symbolic of the birth. Radha Krishna Mai supplied a cradle when the first Ramanavami was celebrated in Shirdi. The Sansthan now performs this ceremony. Following this, there is Noon Aarti. Between 2 and 4 pm, the changing of flags takes place. This is described in the Sri Sai Satcharitra chapter 6. Every year, 2 flags were taken out in procession. Since then, this ceremony is performed. The descendants of Damu Anna Rasane supply the embroidered flag, while Nimonkar's descendants supply the green flag. These flags are kept on Baba's Samadhi and Aarti is performed to them. Then the Noon Aarti takes place. They are taken to Tukaram Sutar's house. At about 2 pm, the Geru, that is orange flag, is brought in procession from Samadhi Mandir to the open area in front of Pilaji Gurav's house. Then the other two flags are brought from the Sutar's home where they are fixed to a long pole. Then all the flags are taken in procession through the village. There is a lot of dancing and merriment, and finally the two flags are fixed atop Dwarka Mai, and the ochre flag is fixed inside the Dwarka Mai. The Urus and Sandal Procession. In 1897, Gopal Rao Gund wanted to honor Baba with a special festival. Thus, the Urus was started. Urus literally means a wedding with God or uniting the soul with God at death. It is an annual celebration, and the saint's spiritual power is at peak at that time. Between 9 and 10 pm, the sandal procession takes place. The descendants of Abdul Baba perform this. It is a beautiful ceremony. A platter with sandalwood scrapings along with incense is taken in procession throughout the village to the accompaniment of musical instruments. The platter, the incense and gifts are offered and carried under a canopy. This canopy consists of a ghalif or a chadar that is attached to four wooden posts. The ghalif is green in color with golden kalmas, that is verses from Quran inscribed on it. On top of every post is a panja, that is a silver replica of a hand. This sandal procession is to venerate awliyas, that is Muslim saints. It is described in the 6th chapter of the Sri Sai Satcharitra. At the Samadhi Mandir, gifts like chadar, fruits and sweets are offered. The procession then goes to Abdul Baba's Dargah and again gifts are offered. The procession ends in Dwarka Mai, where sandalwood mixed with rose water and ether is pasted on the nimbar with bare hands. In the evening there is a Rath procession. The whole night there is Bhajan Sandhya in the Samadhi Mandir. The next morning, that is the third day, there is no Kakad Aarti. After the morning Aarti, till 12 noon there is Kala Kirtan and then there is Gopal Kala done. This ceremony is celebrated with joy, merriment and feasting at the end of any festival. A handi filled with ingredients mentioned below is hung up and is broken. Then the contents are distributed. The earthen handi is filled with a mixture of curds, puffed grain, turmeric powder, cumin seeds, coriander seeds and honey. At the auspicious time it is broken and the contents are distributed as prasad. The above ingredients cool down the body, thus bringing calm and peace. Unknown facts of Ramanavami. Baba celebrated Ramanavami right from his early days of his stay in Dwarka Mai. On that day, he washed the entire Dwarka Mai himself. At about 12 noon, he bought a little oil and lit a few lamps. From the rest of the money, he bought some gulal. Having done this, he put some on the Dhuni Mai and then on his own head. Then he put some on each of the steps leading to the Dwarka Mai in every corner and finally applied some to the entrance door. Later, when devotees started flocking to Shirdi, they had Katha and Kirtan in the Sabha Mandap followed by the birth of Lord Ram, following which Baba distributed pedas and burfis. This brings us to the end of this video and I would like to wish everyone a very happy Ram Navami. I would like to thank Dr. Vinay Chitluri, from whose book Baba's Gurukul this information has been taken and brought in front of all of you. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, and if you are here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button and stay connected. Om Sai Ram.